So, you know how with the first couple of days of the event, we're talking about conditions, how you really have to kind of handle yourself, ride special equipment. Today's going to be, just the same thing. It's crazy Sunset Beach.
And we are unleashing the superstars today. John Florence, Chloe Andino, Benji Brand, and Hiroto Ohara will start off our day. So what a way to start, Ross. Not a soft start today. We're going straight into the hammers. Yeah, and as you see a peak coming through right now, of course, we kind of refer to this heat as the guinea pig heat to get us started. And here we go. We are off and running. We're going to start it off with John Florence. Deep up the point. Nice heavy carb to start this wave. He's back on the open face. Nice clean wave to work with here. Back to an arcing turn. Third turn all the way to the inside. Great start, John Florence, and right behind him, Benji Brand. You'd have to consider Benji Brand the underdog in this heat, but I'll tell you what, he surfs Sunset Beach very well. Yeah, Benji, for sure the underdog, but again, he surfs out here at Sunset Beach all the time, so he's going to be super familiar with this lineup, and that's half the battle, Chris, is knowing where to sit, especially on a rising swell. There's going to be multiple takeoff zones throughout the day as it changes, so you really have to be flexible. Nice snap there for Benji. Both those waves were, just kind of outside of Sunset Point. So, this swell is still rising right now. It's meant to be almost triple overhead by this afternoon. John, clean wrap right there. You can see it's still early morning here, Chris. It's pretty dark right there. That sun hasn't popped over the mountain yet. So I like this. Very smart surfing from John, making sure he's getting a score on the board right away. Yeah, that was just, a casual, laid-back, slicing salvo of turns. They're like stick figures, and now they just have so much meat on their bones. They really are filling out. Well, here he goes, Chloe Andino, rolling in from way outside. Eyeing this inside section. It could be forming up from him. Deep bottom turn, nice carving snap. Right under the lip, and he's got to straighten out, and that is a massive wall of whitewater to be straightening out in front of. I like how he asserted himself from way outside. Yeah. Casual approach for Chloe Andino. Here goes Hiroto Ohara. Hiroto. He's just up and down real quick. I don't think that wave was going to pay off for Hiroto. Yeah, you could see he saw that wave was going to close out and tried to step on the gas. Benji Brand up and riding again after his first wave, which comes through at a 277. Strong, goofy footer, going straight up in the lip. Yeah. That's kind of how we've been introduced to Benji Brand here at Sunset Beach. His no fear approach, confrontational backhand. Well, he goes straight up in the lip no matter what the consequences. That maneuver didn't pay off for Benji that time. He just caught an edge, but you can see his wave selection, Chris, is spot on. He's been on 2 waves so far this morning, and both of them are really nice. So again, that really is a huge part of the battle today. It's just putting yourself on those waves that can produce a good score. And here's Chloe Andino. Watch this thing double up and really smooth out. Right here, look at that. It hits the reef. Clean, glassy wall. So just the one nice snap before that wave closes out for Chloe. But I like the fact that he was on a bomb. There's a lot of different ways to kind of collect scores out here this morning with the incoming tide. You can try and get busy like John did and get a wave off the point, or you can go for a bomb like these guys did, which is actually 50, almost 100 yards over from where John got his first wave. The second score is going to come through. Be most likely a provisional score, a 3.13, but a good start. Chloe Andino's first wave comes through at a 4. So the judges kind of deeming those, I guess, casual beginning testing waves, I guess you could call them. Yeah. Those as mid-range scores. John Florence with that 5.33, the highest score so far. It's funny for how hard you have to work for scores. Those big major scores, really tough to come by. Here goes Chloe Andino, pumping from way deep. Driving down the line here. Searching for a big inside section to work with. A little bit of a read here. Nothing doing for Chloe Andino. Like he had a good line on it, the wave just not cooperating. So far, Benji Brand on his backhand, taking the lead. It's a slight lead. John Florence only needs a .57 to take that #1 spot. He is in second place. Chloe Andino in third. Again, just needing a small score, 1.34. Hiroto Ohara in 4th, and this is why we're on break. John Florence.
Yeah, John was looking for wave number 2. He started the heat really smooth at the 5.3, and there it is. That infamous whippy snap there from John. Nice carve there. And, you know, John is a tall dude. He's lanky, and I like the way he uses it to his advantage. He has a lot of leverage. Look at that. So much style as he kind of leans on that back foot. I like the way, you know, a lot of traditional power surfers, they get really low to the deck of their board, kind of like a Tom Carroll or a Mark Occhilupo, but John does the opposite. He gets extended, gets away from his board, which is smart because he uses that, you know, gets a lot of leverage out of that and kind of whips out of those carves. That looks like maximum 6'6".
Great look right there. The big set is rolling through. Kolohe Andino. Nice big roll into what's looking like a menacing section. Coming through to this inside, a lot of speed. Kolohe Andino now finally finds a big open wall. Carving back into the whitewater. He is way out into the channel. One more big turn for Kolohe Andino.
Oh.
That was a big wave, Ross.
That was impressive. Yeah, I like his wave selection, Chris. He is just out there looking for big waves. Just kind of, now that board looks almost like a foot longer than what John's riding, so total different tactics.
You know, I think Kolohe, if you watch his small wave game, it's flawless. So the only question would be waves of consequence, and it's basically proving that he's well versed at that at this point.
Yeah, Kolohe is, you know, he's definitely a brave surfer. I don't look at him like someone who's timid in hollow waves, but he's also learning. You can tell he's young and he's improving year after year. So a couple of sweeping, kind of snowboard-like carves there and cutbacks for Kolohe. It's going to keep the score just in that average range, but, you know, right now average, you know, kind of means a lot. That should keep put him way up there in 2nd place. He's getting those medium-sized, clean waves where he can be aggressive on the face of the wave.
Late drop for Benji Brand. Got a mid-sized, pretty deep wave up the point. On his backhand again, going straight up in the lip. Benji Brand, getting another score. He's got a 2.77 and a 3.13. We'll see if that wave helps him. Here goes Hiroto Ohara. Right off the bottom, straight up into the lip. It goes down again, so another mistake for this young surfer from Japan. Three waves in a row, none of which going to be counting towards his final score, hopefully.
Yeah, he just seems to be catching an edge out there. And here we go, Benji Brand, a medium-sized wave. He gets one good section. It just gives it a nice tag on his backhand right there. But again, because he just had the one move, it's going to be another very similar score. So this is right now it's kind of boiling down to a battle for 2nd place. We see that a lot in heats knowing. One guy kind of takes off, and the rest of the guys start looking for those 4s and 5s to battle for 2nd.
John Florence, it's been just that. Casual approach has pretty much easily gotten him the lead, and he's held on to it, improving with each wave. He's only got 2 waves ridden. Both decent scores, a 5.33 and a 6.33. Here goes Hiroto Ohara sitting in 4th place right now, and again dealing with a barbaric looking chunk of water coming up the face.
You know, what's crazy about Hiroto is we've seen, I think his score in his last heat was at 8.17, and we were like, whoa, when he gets his board on rail, it is amazing to watch. That is his wheelhouse. He loves to throw down a really nice carve, but here's the problem for Hiroto. He's a smaller guy, and he gets pushed around a lot. So you can see right here, he's just trying to get that board engaged. He's trying to get that rail to work for him in the water. But because he's such a light surfer, his board rides high on the surface of the water. And when you're riding high on the top of the water, you can skip out. Watch the bottom of his board. Right there. See how it skipped out? The fins got disengaged. So he just needs to borrow some of that meat from Poncho or Sonny, or eat a bunch of rice or something.
I think he got lucky right there. He almost got sucked over, and that would have been the end of his heat. He would have been dragged all the way in, but some penetration as he fell, and he'll get back out there. And you know, that's kind of what you talked about, the rookie mistakes. Oh, so the heats today, if this is any indication what we're going to see, they are flying by time-wise. Here goes Benji Brand's last-ditch effort. Smaller wave, kind of deep on the point, and it's not going to offer him much. Kick of the board tells us that he knows what just happened. John Florence, big slicing arc, straight up in the lip again. So making it look easy, as usual. John Florence advancing through, along with Kolohe Andino.